Welcome to Sports Talk with Dylan Marsh, and it's finally here. Selection Sunday is today, and we are here to give our bowl predictions for, 42, 45 bowls, the 39 bowls, the New Year's Six bowls, and the college football playoff. So this is going to be a long, but I think pretty exciting podcast. I'm joined with Garrett Factor, and as always, James Douglas Marsh right over here, also known as JD.
Bowmania season,
Dougie.
baby.
All
Let's
right.
get it underway.
All right, before we start this, JD, give the info for the Bowmania on ESPN for people to join to play us.
Yes.
If anyone does.
The group name is Sports Talk with Dylan. That's capital S, capital T, capital W, capital D. Sports Talk with Dylan. And you have to make your pick style as straight to find us, because we are doing straight up picks and not confidence.
Okay, so I don't know. I feel
that's on ESPN.
I feel like I sound funny. I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Let's do this quick. Games that aren't big, teams we really don't know things about, we're just going to pick, not talk a whole lot of. But toward the end, we'll get to talking about a lot of games. There are a lot of good bowl games that are going to be happening. So, are you ready, guys?
Let's do it.
You ready to get your butt kicks?
Let's do it.
Butt kicked, whatever. Here we go. All right. First game is the... Hey, Zach, go up on the screen, bud, all the way. Got to know the name of the bowl. All right, go down. Go down. Go down. Go down. Come on, Zach. Keep going, kid. Keep going. Keep going.
I'm about to get
All right, stop right there. We're good. All right. So, yes, Zach, just keep going down once we're there, all right? Good? Producer Zach, everybody. All right. So,
thanks, Zach.
All right, so our first bowl game, December 17th, the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl with North Carolina Central versus Grambling State here in Louisiana. And I'm very excited Grambling State's in this. 12 p.m. They're playing on ABC, which makes me even more excited. So I'm taking Grambling State in this one because they have steadily been improving each year. In the past couple years that they fired Doug Williams and they had that whole boycott thing going on. So, yeah, I'm taking Grambling State. I really love the Tigers in this one.
I like Grambling, too.
I'm going Grambling as well.
All right. So next game. Got the Gildan, New Mexico Bowl with New Mexico versus University of Texas San Antonio. JD, who do you got?
So this game's played in New Mexico?
Yep. It's New Mexico.
That's a tough one.
Albuquerque, University Stadium. I actually think it's their home stadium.
All right. I am going to go to New Mexico in this one. I watched Texas San Antonio play Tech this year, and it was just not pretty.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with the Lobos as well in New Mexico.
I'm going New Mexico also.
Wow, look at us. It's getting along so well.
We're 2 for 2 now.
Yeah. So, now we're going down to the Las Vegas Bowl. What you're going for Christmas.
That's right. I'll be in Las Vegas for Christmas.
All right. So, Las Vegas Bowl presented by Geico. The Houston Cougars versus the San Diego State Aztecs.
Could save 15% or more on your car insurance.
Could save 15% more on your ticket if you go to the Las Vegas Bowl.
Ooh, sorry. We don't do free advertisement, do we? Sorry about that.
We don't. No, it's
sorry,
okay.
Geico.
Maybe, they actually might send me money, so we'll see. All right. But, see, this one, Houston's down about Tom Herman leaving, I think. Then you also have San Diego State, the second leading rusher all time in NCAA.
Yeah, so that kid's good.
I'm taking San Diego State in this one.
I
really like what he's done these past 4 years. Over 6,000 yards rushing in his career, and I wouldn't be shocked. Hey, why not invite him to the Heisman? He had over 2,000 yards this year.
Yeah, he did. I'm gonna go with Houston for my pick. I like their defense. I like Brandon Wilson, 318 kids. Shout out to him, Calvary guy. He's done pretty well for Houston's defense this year and their special teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like Greg Ward a lot. I think those guys are going to be really fired up.
Okay.
Since Herman left.
Yeah. You think they're going to be fired up? I feel like they're going to be kind of like in a slump.
Well, I think they're going to be fired up because a lot of them are pretty upset that he left before the bowl game. You know, a lot of times
you think they're going to try to prove that they're good enough.
Right. That they can win without Herman.
All right. J. Dougie.
Yeah, I am going to have to go with Houston, too. I was on the verge of picking San Diego State just on the sole fact that the way y'all were saying about Herman leaving and making it tough on his players, but just from looking at San Diego State's season, I don't see they haven't played anybody tough at all. So,
all right. So next game, the Raycom Media. What is that? The Camellia Bowl? What is that? The Camellia Bowl?
Yeah, it's Camellia Bowl.
Camellia Bowl with Appalachian State going up against the Toledo Rockets. Garrett, who do you got in this one?
I know Toledo's offense is pretty good, pretty high scoring. I think I'm going to go with Appalachian State, though. I've always been, a big fan of them ever since they knocked Michigan off.
Yeah.
Back in 2008, 2007, 2008?
2007, I believe.
Yeah.
But, I'm right there with you. I'm taking Appalachian State because I saw the way they played against Tennessee in the beginning of the season. If you play like that in the beginning of the season against one of the most overhyped teams in the country, you're going to be pretty good the next
Very overrated.
Yeah, so, I'm taking Appalachian State.
Alrighty. Both y'all going with Appalachian State. I am going to have to...
Hurry up, kid.
I'm going to disagree with y'all. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to take Toledo in this ball game.
This guy's Googling the teams.
I'm just Googling their schedule, Dylan. But,
It's called press and preview, kid. Right there.
I tried it. My iPad.
So you're taking Toledo.
Yes,
all right.
I'm taking Toledo.
So, next game. Jeez. The Auto Nation Cure Bowl. I'm saying these things because I honestly have no idea what they are. All right, the Auto Nation Cure Bowl. The University of Central Florida Knights going up against the Arkansas State. I don't even know what they are.
Red Wolves.
Red Wolves. I knew they were some type of dog. So the Red Wolves versus the Knights. I'm going to sit there. I'm going to have to say I'm going to go with UCF. They were winless last year, and they let a lot of people down. I felt them let a lot of people down when I went down to Orlando for Thanksgiving last year, and they lost their last game of the season and went 0-11 or 0-12, whatever. But they got they're bowl eligible, so they have over 6 wins this year.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Knights. They got a new head coach, and I guess they're buying into a system.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the home team, too, and go with Central Florida. Mainly doing that for my buddy Blake Bortles. Good guy. Good guy. I like him a lot.
He tries hard.
Yeah, he does. I like the home team in that one.
Yeah.
Central Florida.
Yeah, I'm going UCF too. Arkansas State's they're not what they usually are every year, and that is they are a solid football team that will most years finish 8-4, 9-3, and right now they're just not up to their potential, and they aren't as strong football team as they normally are. And UCF, even though they didn't win a game last year, they've come back strong and performed really well.
Yeah. All right, so the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl with the Southern Miss Golden Eagles going up against the team that's always in the New Orleans Bowl, the Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns. I am taking Southern Miss on this one because working here at the station, we carry the Louisiana Lafayette football games on one of our stations here, and there have been times I've had to sit and listen to that game, and it is just awful. Former LSU quarterback Greg Jennings is absolutely just god awful, even at University of Lafayette. So I'm taking Southern Miss because I've actually seen a lot of hope from them this year. They've, I think, what are they, third in the Conference USA?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I'm taking the Golden Eagles.
I think I'm going to go with. Isn't this the third straight year Lafayette's been in this bowl?
It's like
last year.
I think it's third of the
last
past
year,
4 years.
Yeah, 3 out of the past 4 years,
Okay.
and Tech won it last year.
Okay,
So-
that's right. Well, I'm going to go with the basically the home team too. I'm going to go with ULL Raging Cajuns on that one. They have a lot of 318 guys down there. Shout out to them.
Man, they're
I think they can pull it off. My uncle played for Southern Miss, so shout out to you, Uncle Breck.
Shout out to Brett Favre.
Yeah, shout out to Brett Favre.
Yeah.
But go Raging Cajuns.
I would like to take Lafayette in this game where it's going to get loud down there with all the Cajun fans taking a 2-hour trip down to New Orleans to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. But just from seeing, like Dylan said, from seeing Southern Miss, how strongly they performed against LSU, and how they dismantled Tech late in the season. They're on a hot streak right now, and I just don't see this Lafayette team slowing them down.
All right. So now we're switching days from December 17th to December 19th. The only game of that day being played in Marlins Park, the Miami Beach Bowl with Central Michigan going up against the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. James?
I am going, even though the Chippewas got themselves a huge victory earlier on in the year.
They didn't win.
Week 2.
Well, they got the win, but they didn't win.
They got the win against Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Even though they should have never been at the position, I think Tulsa's just going to be way too strong. Tulsa's got, in my eyes, one of the top receiving classes in all of college football, because I went and watched them play last year in the Independence Bowl, and their receivers look like they could play for any SEC team.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm taking Tulsa, just like you said, on the sole fact of the receiving core. What I saw last year against Tech and Independence Bowl, the whole team was just outstanding. If they're able to put up over 40 points on an ACC defense with a team like Tulsa, I really like what I saw from them last year and what I'm seeing this year. And Central Michigan, I'm not picking you just because you didn't get that win at Oklahoma State. I'm glad you got the W, but you actually did not win. So I got the whole Golden Hurricanes.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Tulsa, too. The refs really screwed Oklahoma State out of that one, like I said last
I'm
show.
happy about that one, though.
Yeah, like I said last show, I hope I don't get fined $25,000 for that comment, too. But, yeah, Tulsa's offense has been very high scoring for the last 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
And I think they pull the victory on that one.
So December 20th, the very next day, the only bowl on December 20th, my cousin's birthday. So it's the Boca Raton Bowl. I'm like, where did they come up with this?
Where do they come?
Well, yeah,
Where did they come up
Oh,
with
is it
these?
Raton? Okay, I know
Boca
it's in
Raton.
Boca, Florida, a very fancy part of Florida. But you got the Memphis Tigers going up against Western Kentucky, the Conference USA champs.
Yes, they are.
And they're going to the Boca Raton Bowl. All right, you go, Conference USA. Way to give your team some stuff. All right, but I liked what I saw with Memphis against it was Houston or Louisville. Which one was it? Oh gosh,
Houston.
Yeah, I was about to say,
like what
think
they saw
Houston.
with Houston. Whenever Herman was all distracted about where he was going to go, but I really liked what I saw with Western Kentucky against a great Louisiana Tech team, and how well their offense kept up with Tech's offense, because defense was nothing to do with that football game. But
Over 1,000 yards given up total.
exactly. But I'm gonna pick Western Kentucky. I liked what I saw. I saw a lot of speed on that offense and a lot of speed on the defense. It is what I saw, that they could not wrap up, they could not tackle. But I really liked what I saw with their quarterback. I didn't get his name. I was too busy eating a hangover burger from Walk-Ons. Again, not an advertisement. But with but I like what I saw from him. He definitely gets outside the pocket, makes plays. So yeah, give me the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Western Kentucky also. I like what they did against Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech, I had them favored to win in that game. Luckily, I didn't put any money on it because that would not have worked out well.
Out of all three of us, I'm the one that goes to Louisiana Tech, and out of all three of us, I'm the one who picked Western Kentucky to win that ball game.
Yeah.
I knew that how strong of an offense they had, and I can't see Memphis's defense slowing that hot streak they're on right now. So, give me the Hilltoppers as well.
All right, so the very next day, December 21st, the only bowl game on December 21st, the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl. Wow, that's a mouthful. Well, whatever. So you got the BYU. They're the Cougars, aren't they? Yeah, the BYU Cougars versus the Wyoming Cowboys.
The Mormons.
Yeah, the Mormons versus the Cowboys. So this game is played in San Diego at Qualcomm Stadium, 9 p.m. on ESPN. Let's see. I'm going to have to say BYU seems like the team that always wins their bowl games. They really do. So I'm gonna take BYU in this one. Just
Taysom Hill's still there, right? He's still doing pretty good.
Yeah. He's still there. BYU always seems to win their bowl games, so that's a lock right there. That's a lock.
Yeah.
That one right there, based on history. So pick BYU in that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Unless
with
you're JD, pick Wyoming. So I'm gonna beat you.
I'm gonna go with the Cougars also. I like BYU's offense. I think Taysom Hill will. I'm predicting 355 total yards and 4 touchdowns from Taysom Hill in that game.
Write it down, Zach.
Write it down. 365 total yards.
Write that one down.
So, all right, James.
Yeah, I'm going BYU too. Wyoming started out the year decent, and they actually beat Boise State earlier in the year. But after that game, it just seemed like they fell off and lost. They've lost 3 out of their last 4, and they might come alive. But I just can't see BYU and Taysom Hill losing to a Wyoming team like this.
All right, so December 22nd. The only bowl game of December 22nd. We have the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, because it's exactly that. It is a famous bowl. And it is the Idaho Potato Farmers, because I don't know their real name, versus the Colorado State
the Vandals.
Rams. Oh, the Vandals. Okay, yeah, the Idaho Vandals versus the Colorado State, I believe they're the Rams. So, Garrett, who you got in this one? Don't forget, this one's played at Albertson Stadium in Boise, Idaho.
Yeah, no free advertisement.
Okay, they're playing at Stadium in Boise,
I'm
Idaho.
gonna go with Idaho. Go with the home team. Obviously, there will be more Idaho fans there than Colorado State fans. However many fans Idaho has.
Well, do these teams have fans?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I guess
I'm
so.
assuming
But
they do.
I guess all 82 of the Idaho fans will be there.
Yeah, I feel like
yeah.
Boise State kind of rules that part of the country.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with you. I'm actually going to say home field advantage will take part in this one. Colorado State, I haven't heard too much about them this year. So, yeah, give me the Vandals or Potato Farmers or whatever you want to say. Call them.
Yeah, I am going with the Colorado State. I'm going Colorado State on this one. I don't think that Idaho will be able to stop Colorado State's offense, and I just like what I've seen from looking at their schedule. They could put up some points, and their only losses this year have come to Colorado, Minnesota, and Boise State. And the last 2 games they've blown out their opponents, so that's why I'm taking them.
All right, so now we're going on to the next day. I can't see what date it is, but at 1 p.m. Eastern, you have the Popeyes Bahamas Bowl. And I don't see how Popeyes got the sponsorship.
Yeah, that's
for the Bahamas.
interesting.
Popeyes Bahamas Bowl being played in the Bahamas.
It's in the Bahamas, that's why.
I know, I'm talking about how did Popeyes the sponsor
Yeah,
of the Bahamas Bowl?
I don't know.
I don't know. But you got Eastern Michigan going to play against Old Dominion. The Old Dominion Monarchs going to the Bahamas. Wow. You know what? Give me the Monarchs. If they made it there, I feel like they can make it anywhere.
Yeah, I like
the
Old
Monarchs in
Dominion.
this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I like the Monarchs in this one a lot also.
I just really like their nickname.
Yeah.
So
I've got a buddy that goes there actually. Shout out to Thaddeus. So that's the main reason I'm picking Old Dominion.
okay.
I'm picking Old Dominion too as well because of the fact that how I saw them play earlier this year when they took on Louisiana Tech and actually beat them.
Oh, there's a better reason. All right.
Yeah, I don't follow Conference USA that much. So.
Of the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs, the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. Louisiana Tech versus the Navy Midshipmen. And you know exactly how I feel about the Navy Midshipmen.
Yes.
But you also know how I feel about the Louisiana Tech offense and Trent Taylor. See, this is a tough
3-1-8.
one for me. You know what, Jenny? You go first. Gary, you go second. I'll go last because I
Okay.
really got to focus on this one.
I'm going to take Louisiana Tech to win this ball game on the sole fact that their defense is not as good as it was last year, but it still has a lot of speed, and it can slow down that triple option attack. And I think Trent Taylor's in for a huge game, as this is going to be his last collegiate game before he enters the NFL draft.
Yeah, I like Navy. I know that offense is still pretty dominant. But I'm gonna stick with the home team too and go with Louisiana Tech. And yeah, I think Trent Taylor will have a great game before he gets drafted by the Patriots. I think
Please.
I think he'll do pretty well in that one. Let me give you my numbers. I'm gonna go 9 catches.
Zach, write it down.
9 catches, 154 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Trent Taylor.
Only 9 catches?
Yeah.
The kid's
You're
averaging
seriously
about
writing that
15.
down on your hand?
Right over the playing. He plays what? He plays slot. Come right out of the slot, little 5-yard slant. Boom, gone.
All right, he actually wrote it on his hand. All right, so with the fact of Navy starting quarterback and running back getting hurt in their game, and they still have one more game to go, which is this weekend, only game this weekend, Army-Navy game. But I don't know the extent to their injury, so to be safe, I'm going to pick Louisiana Tech as well because I don't know how, if they lose their starting quarterback and one of their running backs in that formation, how that's going to run. So, yeah, I'm going to take Navy. Like JD said, I did notice they do have a lot of speed on their defense, but triple option is the type of defense you're going to have. The type of offense you're going to have to be able to wrap up and tackle. You can't just, lay people out in that one because it's kind of like a downhill run style of play. But I'm taking Bulldogs. I'm going to be a little biased here. It's in Fort Worth, Texas, so I guess it's somewhat of a home game. I don't know, but there are Navy people everywhere too.
Yeah.
But give me the Bulldogs because of injuries every now and then. So now we got the Dollar General Bowl, where tickets are $1 or less. We got the Ohio Bobcats versus Detroit. I don't even know their nickname, but
Trojans.
See, I should have known that.
The Brad Pitts.
Yeah. Oh my God. Let's just talk about the game. All right. So we got Ohio Bobcats versus Detroit Trojans. I'm going to take Ohio. I like Ohio. I like what I saw with them against. I forgot. I don't remember who they played.
Didn't they just lose last night?
Was it last night?
They lost to Western Michigan.
Yeah, Western Michigan.
Yeah, row the boat.
Yeah, but I like what I saw against them. Western Michigan is actually a really good football team. They are 12-0.
Row the boat.
They are in the MAC, and I don't know what that means. But give me the Bobcats.
Yeah, we got some good action last night. That was some good action.
Yeah, action is great. I love me some action.
I'm gonna go.
I picked the action. Are you gonna pick the action?
I'm gonna go Troy just because I like the movie.
He doesn't. He's not. You're
I don't.
You're not getting any action. Okay.
I mean,
No
I'm
action
just.
for you.
I'm just being honest. I don't know much about either of these teams other than Ohio lost last night to a good Western Michigan team. But
right.
How about this?
I like the Troy Brad Pitts.
I'll give you another reason why it's a good reason to pick Troy. Go back to week 2 when they almost upset Clemson on the road.
What was the score of that game?
31-24.
But it was also week 2.
Nice.
And they've only lost 3 games this year.
Yeah.
2 of their 3 losses came at the end of the season. You got banged up players, injured players, and they just lost last week in their conference championship game, I believe. But I believe with some rest, get everybody in that's injured healthy, they'll be able to take out this Ohio Bobcats team.
All right, December 24th, the day before Christmas, you have the Hawaii Bowl with
6 and
shocker
7
here, Hawaii versus Middle Tennessee. Okay, before I was having a discussion about this with someone. Why is Hawaii always in the Hawaii Bowl? I know why.
Do they win this game every year?
Seems like it, yes. But I figured it out. It's finally hit me because I'm more mature and I think things out now. But no one wants to pay for Hawaii to shut up. No one wants to pay for Hawaii to travel to their game.
Yeah.
Why do you think that's why Hawaii is always in Hawaii? They play at their home stadium. So
they should have the nicest facilities with all the money they save.
Yeah, no.
Stay in there the whole
they
time.
play at the Aloha Stadium.
Yeah.
In Honolulu.
And honestly,
I really like Hawaii in this one because the Rainbow Warriors are just people you cannot ignore. You cannot ignore the Rainbow Warriors.
That pregame ritual is what I'm gonna base my pick off of. So I'm gonna go with Hawaii also.
All right.
I'm disagreeing with y'all. I'm going Middle Tennessee. The Blue Raiders are going to be hype. They played Tech very well this year, and I was impressed with them. And I think the Blue Raiders are going to be hype about getting a free trip to Hawaii.
Yeah, and
to go over there and play.
JD's comparing everybody to Louisiana Tech.
Yeah.
These are Conference USA teams.
This is the USA, and you can compare to anybody you want.
It's not biased at all. So.
All right, so now we got the St. Peter's Bowl with the Miami, Ohio.
Finally, an SEC team.
Hawks versus the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Being played in another baseball field, the Tropicana Field, St. Petersburg, Florida. And I'm going to go with Nick
Fitzgerald.
No, it's Fitzpatrick. I'm going with Nick Fitzpatrick and the Bulldogs, the dude who upset Texas A&M. And I really like what I saw there. The Bulldogs are up-and-coming SEC team. I'll call them winning a national championship next year. Sarcasm. But give me the Bulldogs over Miami, the fake Miami team.
I'm going Bulldogs as well. I noticed how well Mississippi State came together at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially right when
When
it
they
all
beat
started
A&M.
when they beat A&M. They started to form together, and they got a huge win against Ole Miss a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, give me Mississippi State.
All right. Are you going to pick the team to upset your team?
I am going to go with. It's Nick Fitzgerald, by the way.
Pretty sure. I thought it was
Fact check. I am going to go with Mississippi State also. Yeah, I think they're 5-7, but they're in the SEC West, and that is the hardest division
Of course.
in
Definitely
college
is.
football to play in. And yes, they upset my Aggies, but that run game when they get going and they get on a roll, and then he runs a couple read options, first down, second down, and then he'll go over the top on third and 5, 3rd and 6.
Mm-hmm.
I mean they'll easily get it done over Miami, Ohio. I'm predicting a
Blowout.
a pretty big blowout.
All right. So, all right, guys, this is the quick lane bowl. So don't even think about it. Just pick real quick. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Boston College. JD.
Maryland.
Boston College.
You're not JD, but all right, we got it. All right, so let's move on to the next one.
I did that for you, Scott Van Pelt, Maryland.
All right, so now we got the Camping World Independence Bowl right here in Shreveport, Louisiana.
318.
Please, could y'all have picked
excited about this
a
one.
better bowl game?
We never get a good bowl game
we
here.
almost had South Carolina. Do you want to see South Carolina here in Shreveport again? Do you
Why
wanna see-
couldn't y'all-
Do you
If-
want to see Will Muschamp?
Why couldn't
here?
y'all have thrown the offer at Louisiana Tech? That's all I'm saying.
If my Aggies would have beat LSU,
Because SEC teams.
LSU fans here in town would have been very happy to see them here because they would have ended up here, is what I heard. Now, I don't know if that
I'm
was
pretty
true
sure.
or not, but
I don't know if they would have made it here if they
Yeah.
lost A&M. They might have had to lose to someone else.
yeah.
But it's North Carolina State versus Vanderbilt. And North Carolina State is no pushover.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And Vanderbilt is no pushover this year either. They are an up-and-coming team. They have a new coach. I'm drawing a blank again. I can never remember names.
Yeah, once James Franklin left, though,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But no, they are starting to come up now. They've been hanging with teams this year. They have not been getting blown out like they have the past couple of years. But I'm actually going to take North Carolina State in this one. I like the Wolf Pack. I love the name. It reminds me of The Hangover, and y'all too. Y'all are part of my Wolf Pack. So I really like that. And Zach's part of my Wolf Pack too. Yeah, give me the Wolf Pack in this one. I love the Camping World Independence Bowl. It really gets me ready for the camping experience. Here at the station, we are the home station for the Camping World Independence Bowl, so it kind of is an ad. So shout out to the Camping World Independence Bowl.
That's the kind of advertisement that's acceptable. Yeah, I'm gonna go with NC State too. I like what I saw against Clemson. I really, really, really was hoping that they would beat Clemson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same here.
I think I know Vanderbilt SEC, but SEC East is not as tough as a lot of the other divisions in all of college football. So I like NC State in this one. Let's go Wolfpack.
I'm disagreeing. I'm going Vanderbilt. I like the way Vanderbilt's defense has been playing all year. And NC State, yeah, I mean, they got...
No, don't change your mind now.
I'm not changing my mind. I'm picking Vanderbilt. I'm not changing my mind. I'm just saying I'm giving credit to NC State for the season they had. I watched it, and I thought that they were about to beat Clemson. And they gave other teams struggles, but I believe that Vanderbilt's defense is underrated for what most people think, and I think they're going to give them fits.
Cool.
All right, so now we got the Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl, which I actually like that one. Zaxby's is a great place. But I'm going to sit there and have to say between Army and North Texas, right there in Dallas, being played in the Cotton Bowl, I'm going to have to go with an upset here. I'm going with the Army Black Knights. I think they're going to come off a huge loss. Again, I don't know. I don't even know what that Navy game is going to be like anymore because of their their quarterback being hurt and all that for Navy. Oh man, you know what? I'm sticking with Army. Give me Army in this one. I really like picking the academy teams. Makes me feel good about myself, and when they win, makes America feel good.
Support our troops.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Army too.
Nice.
I think the North Texas fans are gonna.
So much.
I think the North Texas fans are gonna travel down 2 hours maybe, and be upset that they made the trip.
I'm going the Black Knights as well. I like the way they have turned their program around into not a laughingstock of the independent
That's true.
conference.
That's
So,
Notre Dame now.
Yeah. So, yeah, give me the Black Knights.
All right, so next game we have the Military Bowl presented by North Corp Grumman. Temple going up against Wake Forest. Temple upsetting Navy in the American Conference.
Athletic.
Yeah, American Athletic Conference with a huge win over Navy, and very shocking for me. And
I called that one on you.
Yeah, you did. I love Navy. I love the triple option, but I'm taking after I saw what their defense did to that really good Navy offense. I'm taking Temple in this one. I like the Owls over the Demon Deacons. So fight me, Tim Duncan. I don't care. Garrett, go ahead.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I was waiting for you to go, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go Temple too. The main thing I'm looking at is 10-3 versus 6-6.
Yeah, exactly.
So fight me, Chris Paul.
Yeah, I'm going Temple.
Can you name someone else from Wake Forest?
No.
All righty, of course. So next one.
Didn't they pass on Michael Jordan
Probably.
giving out scholarships?
Yeah, probably. Well,
Yeah, go Temple.
All right. The National Funding Holiday Bowl. Minnesota versus Washington State. The Golden Gophers against the Cougars, who couldn't get it done against Washington State.
That's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, I think that actually will be a good game. I'm taking Washington State.
This is a game that I'm actually looking forward to watching.
Yeah.
I'm taking Washington State. I really do like Mike Leach's offense. I like how he's very he doesn't, he just goes for it. He doesn't hold anything back. It's the last game of the year, Brett. Can't hold anything back now. So I'm going with the Washington State Cougars.
Yeah, I'm going to go Washington State also. I think those players are scared to lose. Mike
Leach.
Mike Leach locks his players in closets whenever they lose. So I'm going to go with Washington State. I don't think they want to lose on this big of a stage. I like the Gophers, but I myself am terrified of Mike Leach also. So. They kicked him out of Texas Tech.
Yeah, because he locked a kid in a closet for doing
something.
Okay, Jay. You got
Yeah, I'm actually disagreeing with y'all. I'm going with Minnesota. I like Minnesota always has a good defense, and again this year they have proved it. By it's not up to their standards, but it's good enough in my eyes to shut down this Washington State offense. Washington showed it on the film, and I'm pretty sure they're looking at that hardcore. So give me the Gophers.
Hope Mike Leach isn't listening.
Yeah.
Well, Mike Leach.
Stay away from closets. All right. The Motel 6 Cactus Bowl starts at 10:15 p.m. on ESPN. So Motel 6 is going to leave the lights on for you for this late night game.
Free advertisement.
Boise State versus the Baylor Bears. Wow, this actually might be a pretty good game here, fighting for the Motel 6 trophy. In Phoenix, Arizona, and on another baseball field, Chase Field. And why did the table just move? All right, but I'm going to.
I didn't know Baylor was 6-6. I thought they were at least 7-5 or 8-4.
You know what? I hate Boise State, and I'm not a big fan of Baylor. Boise State. JD knows why I don't like Boise State.
Fiesta Bowl, maybe.
Shut up. I'm going to take Baylor in this one. I think Shock Linwood's still a dominant player. It's just they can't do anything against the Big 12. They can't do anything against anybody else. They might be able to do something against Boise State. Sick 'em, Bears.
I'm going Boise State. Baylor jumped up on West Virginia early Saturday and let West Virginia come back. I think that killed all their confidence for any type of football they have left to play this year. And Boise State's out there to prove that they can win bowl games without Chris Peterson. So give me the Broncos.
Lester Waco.
Yeah, I'm going to go Boise State too. I'm not a fan of... Never mind. I'm going to go Boise State too.
All right. So now we got the New Era Pinstripe Bowl played in Yankee Stadium. between Pittsburgh and Northwestern. Garrett, who do you have in this one?
I am. Let me see. Pitt, Northwestern. I'm gonna go Pitt. I'm a big James Conner fan. I like him. You know, he had a tough tough bout with cancer, but he beat it, and now he's back, and he's been playing very well.
Yeah.
And I like him out of the backfield for Pitt. I'm gonna go with Pitt.
Yeah, and I like Pitt because they beat Clemson, and then they also beat Penn State this year. So I really like that. They have a great resume. For this bowl. I think they really deserve it. So yeah, I'm picking Pitt.
Yeah, same reason for Dylan. On my pick, I'm going Pittsburgh as well. I think them having a lot of confidence, knowing that they have beaten two teams that were in serious consideration for a college football playoff berth, one getting one. So yeah, I am going Pittsburgh.
All right. So now we got the Russell Athletic Bowl, the one bowl that seems to never change its sponsor. We got the West Virginia Mountaineers going up against the Miami Hurricanes. This is actually going to be a really good football game. You got Mark Richt in his first year in Miami, turning that program around overnight, it seems like. And then West Virginia, after getting humiliated by Oklahoma a couple weeks ago, and just
you just had to throw that one in there, huh?
I did. I just loved it. I was in Oklahoma when it happened, so it was just so much better. I'm a huge fan of Mark Richt. I really like what he's doing in Miami. I like Brad Kaya. Mark Richt has turned that Miami defense into something that actually worthwhile. So I'm taking the Hurricanes in this one.
Yeah, I like Mark Richt also. I think he's going to bring in some pretty strong recruits back to Miami, and I think he'll be able to push that program back to the top like they were at the beginning of the 2000s and even mid 2000s. But I also like Dan Holgerson and what he's done at West Virginia ever since Rich Rodriguez left a mess there. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go with West Virginia. I think the Big 12 was a lot tougher to go 10-2.
West Virginia's got a heck of a defense.
Yeah, their defense is good, and like I said, I think the Big 12 this year was a lot tougher than the ACC, and so 10-2 in the Big 12 says a lot more to me than 8-4 in the ACC.
Yeah, I think Miami's got better coaching there. That's why I picked Miami.
Well, I'm going West Virginia based on how well their defense played. Even though they say there's no defense in the Big 12, I think that is somewhat misleading because if you look at the offensive firepower that's all throughout the Big 12, you're going to struggle on defense week in and week out unless you have a defense like Alabama. So that's where I believe that West Virginia's defense is going to have a great game against Brett Kaya and this Miami gunslinging offense. So give me the Mountaineers.
All right, so now we're going to one of my favorite bowls of all time, the Foster Farms Bowl, with Indiana Hoosiers going up against the Utah Utes. JD, who do you got?
I'm going the Hoosiers on this one. I like the way they can sling the ball around.
Yeah.
And I believe that Utah's defense, even though they held Washington down this year and almost beat them, I still feel like Indiana's offense is going to get this done. They're going to be when's the last time we've talked about Indiana being a somewhat relevant team?
In basketball.
In football.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah,
March
so I think that players are out there to prove that they belong in a bowl game.
Kind of like Kansas. There's an interview going around asking Kansas players, what do you think of your football team? They got 3 responses saying, we have a football team?
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens there. All right. Give me the Utes. I like Utah. I saw the way they played against Washington State, even Colorado. This team, they're no joke. Washington Utes, they got something good going up there.
Yeah,
And,
honestly, everybody, I picked Indiana. I like the way they can sling the ball, but honestly,
don't go back on it.
I'm taking a risk.
He's taking a risk. I'm taking one big risk later. JD already knows about it. Do not say anything. I'm taking Utah. Okay, JD, shut up. You can call me an idiot later. I'll plead my case. But yeah, give me the Utah Utes.
Yeah, I saw the way Utah played a few years ago against Alabama, and I think that'll transition into tonight.
But Urban Meyer's not there, man.
Yeah, well, we'll see. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm going
Tim
Utah.
Tebow, and then when Tebow left, he fled for Ohio State.
I didn't know Indiana had a football team either.
Close to Garrett's heart this next game.
So we got the Texas A&M Aggies and George Bush's favorite team, and Garrett Factor's favorite team, versus probably the oldest, coach I've ever seen.
He's old.
With Bill Snyder in Kansas State. I told you to take Kansas State over TCU. Did you do that last week? You're welcome. And Kansas State destroying TCU, which is nothing really to be impressed about. But then also you got Texas A&M, Kevin Sumlin. You have a decent Texas A&M team with a great defense, one of the best. The best defense alignment in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the Aggies. I like the Aggies in this one. I like them in Houston against Bill Snyder. Bill Snyder doesn't really seem to know what's going on or what bowl game he's even in. This is also the Advocare 100, V100 Texas Bowl.
Yeah, I was hoping, like they said, I am a Texas A&M fan. I was hoping we would get a better game than this, but that's what happens when you go 8-4. But also, to our defense, the SEC West is, like I said earlier, the toughest division in college football to play in my opinion. Yep. So I'm obviously going with my Aggies, and I think that since we have Trevor Knight back, I don't think that Kansas State defense is going to be able to hold him and our two-headed monster at running back in, and then like I said earlier, we like to run that read option first couple of plays and go play action over the top. And Trevor Knight's really, to me, he's the right-handed Tebow. That's just how I look at him. I like him a lot, but the only thing he has going for him other than his legs is the over-the-top go route to Josh Reynolds. And Josh Reynolds actually the number one wide receiver in the SEC this year. And so, I think we'll.
That's because every LSU receiver drops every ball thrown to him.
Yeah, well, our quarterback is 10 times the quarterback that Danny Etling is.
That is true.
All right. I think that Kevin Sumlin will try to pull a few tricks on the old man, and the old man's going to have it planned out perfectly, but I believe that A&M's just going to have too much talent for Kansas State.
I was not sure who you were going to pick until you said that. Okay.
So, yeah, I'm going A&M.
All right. So, next game. The Birmingham Bowl, played in, you guessed it, Birmingham, Alabama, the place where everyone wants to live. You got the South Florida Bulls playing against the wretched Will Muschamp in the South Carolina Gamecocks. This one's tough for me because it is South Carolina, and I will say they are an SEC team. They get athletes. But USF, they got a quarterback. They got a quarterback that can really run the football. He's very reckless when he throws the ball, but whenever he's on point, he's on point. So, I'm going to try to play. I don't know if it's playing it safe because Will Muschamp's the worst coach ever. I'm taking South Carolina. Just on talent standpoint.
I'm going to go with the upset in South Florida, and I say upset because, like you said, South Carolina is an SEC team.
Yes,
but like you also said, Will Muschamp is
awful.
As of late, he's been a joke.
Yes, and
so I think Florida's pretty happy that they ridded themselves of him. So yeah, I'm going to go South Florida. Go Bulls.
I'm going South Florida too. I love their resume of their only two losses being to Florida State and Temple on the year, and
both very good teams.
Both very good teams, and like you said, Dylan,
y'all make me feel stupid.
Will Muschamp is the laughing stock of all coaches in college football to me.
Well, mainly the SEC, but yeah.
Well, how do you take Florida and take them?
He destroyed Florida.
Yeah.
That's just, man.
Jim McElwain is probably wanting to pull his hair out for what Will Muschamp left for him.
He's got plenty of hair for it. So, all right. Now we got the Belk Bowl, where you can find... I'm not doing an ad this time. All right, we got Arkansas.
No free advertisement, people, like I said.
We got Arkansas Razorbacks going up against the Virginia Tech Hokies. All right, Jay, who do you got?
I'm actually going to take Arkansas in this ballgame.
You know, I'm right there with you. I'm taking Arkansas. I think the pass game, Jared Cornelius, and then also with the run games with it's Raleigh Williams.
Yeah.
I really like the way their offense runs. I was there. I watched LSU and Arkansas. They're not a bad team. Their defense, their offense just can't get anything done against SEC West teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm taking the Razorbacks in this one.
I picked Arkansas on the sole fact that
sorry, dude. I'm not bad.
Virginia Tech could only put up 35 points to, in my eyes, a mediocre Clemson defense because of what it was last year compared to what it is this year. And I don't believe that they're going to be able to move the ball that well on Arkansas's defense. So, yeah, that's my reason.
Yeah, I like Arkansas too. I also like Virginia Tech, and I like what they did against Clemson last night. They almost pulled it out. I was rooting for them just so that would shake up the committee's decision. And I like when the committee is on edge and nervous about what they're going to do. But I'm gonna go with Arkansas too. I think their run game is still pretty good. That offensive line is still huge again, like always, and they've got a couple of 3-1-8 guys. So shout out to them: Jared Cornelius, Santos Ramirez, a couple Evangel guys. But I also, like I keep saying, that SEC West is just too strong, and they're 7-5, but I don't think that their record really reflects how well they played this year against a lot of these other SEC West teams, and I think Brett Bielema gets it done in this one.
Look at this guy. Me and you are using our smartphones, and this guy brings his iPad. All right. Anyway.
His girlfriend's iPad. Shout out, Chrissy.
Shout out to Chrissy. We love you. All right. So this one, the Valero Alamo Bowl, which, no jokes here, this has actually been one of the best bowls in the past couple of years. It's always a shootout.
You had Oregon and TCU last year.
Yeah.
Where TCU somehow came back and won that game.
You have the crazy comeback last year, TCU beating Oregon. Then you have, before that, when RG3 played at Baylor, you had Baylor play against, I forgot who it was. I don't know. This game always seems to be a shootout and a very fun game to watch. And this year, it's Oklahoma State versus Colorado. So an old Big 12 team facing a Big 12 team in Oklahoma State. I like what I saw with the Buffaloes in Colorado. I love their quarterback. I still don't know how to pronounce it. Is it LaFio?
I don't know if he's going to be playing in this game. He got hurt. He got hurt against Washington.
But Patrick Lindsey is one heck of a running back for Colorado. Their defense is pretty stout. But Oklahoma State, they kept up with Oklahoma for a good bit in that game. That was a really good football game in Bedlam against Oklahoma. I think that I'm taking the Cowboys. I hate picking them because I hate that orange, but I'm trying to win this thing here. So give me the Cowboys because Mason Rudolph is a heck of a quarterback, as we saw in their game this week. They got a talented offense. Defense, no, they're okay. Special teams is great. You pointed that out. They have a great punt coverage. So give me the Cowboys.
That is the fastest punt coverage I've ever seen in my life.
Oklahoma State?
Yes, it was good.
By the time the punter would punt the ball,
after the ball peaked, they would already be at the receiver.
Yeah, and D.D. Westbrook it would take it 3 seconds for him to catch the ball after he calls fair catch.
Yeah.
So, Garrett, who do you got?
I'm gonna go. This is a tough one for me. I like Oklahoma State, and I like how they kept up with the Sooners for a little while there. But at the same time, I like Colorado, and now Colorado got blown out, didn't they? 41-10.
Well, that had to do with their quarterback getting hurt too.
Yeah,
because it was 14.
Well,
it was
then
14-7.
Yeah, well, if he doesn't play, I'm gonna go with Oklahoma State because I think he's likely not to play, and the Pac-12 is just so weak. I'm surprised that Washington. I'm not surprised they had the year they had, but their strength of schedule is just a big question mark for me. And I like Oklahoma State. They went 9-3 in the Big 12 this year, and I think that the Big 12 was a lot stronger than the Pac-12.
December 30th.
Yeah, I'm going Oklahoma State too.
Oh, I thought you already picked.
No, I haven't.
I'm sorry. I did that to you a lot.
You just talked so much 30th. We didn't know.
December 30th, AutoZone Liberty Bowl. You have the University of Georgia Bulldogs going up against the TCU Horned Frogs.
Kirby Smart.
I take Georgia in this one. I can't. TCU, I think it's been awful this year. So give me the Bulldogs.
Yeah, what happened to Nick Chubb this year?
He injuries. He got nicked up a lot.
He's playing this game though, right? He's fine now. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I believe he is, but still, it's just the fact that it's Georgia.
Yeah,
and they're actually not too shabby with great freshman quarterback Jacob Eason.
Yeah, he is pretty good. That Tennessee game was one of the better games of the year.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Georgia too. I don't think TCU has a strong enough defense this year to be able to hold Nick Chubb down. So I'm gonna go Georgia. Go Bulldogs.
All right. Well, I think Kenny Trill is about to get trilled into getting rocked around by this Georgia Bulldogs defense.
That didn't make much sense, but yeah.
I don't know.
Not really.
But anyway, I'm going Georgia. So,
all right, next game, the Hyundai Sun Bowl with the Stanford Cardinals going. That's what I said. The Hyundai.
Oh.
Hyundai Sun Bowl. Stanford versus North Carolina. Again, you said what happened to Nick Chubb. What happened to Stanford? What happened to Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah.
I'm taking Stanford.
Overrated.
I'm going to take Stanford in this one though. I still like Christian McCaffrey. He's still got really good stats this year. Still a great running back. They just don't have the offensive line they had last year or the defense. But I like the Cardinal in this one.
JD, you go.
I'm going North Carolina. I believe that Ryan Switzer's going to be a huge game changer in this game. He's going to be my X factor for the Tar Heels to get a victory, and I believe that they will outscore Stanford.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a defensive battle, but I believe North Carolina's offense will play better than Stanford's.
Yeah, who is that North Carolina quarterback?
Oh no, you just said him.
No, I named the wide receiver.
Oh.
Is it Chaz? Is that his name?
He's good. I know that. I haven't watched.
Zach, who's the quarterback?
I'm about to tell you. I'm sorry.
And this break is brought to you by
Dadgummit.
by Dang Gummit Incorporated. They
No free advertisement.
They censor all your bad words for your needs.
Okay. Anyways, I like this game a lot. I think Christian McCaffrey will have a good game. Like you said, I think it's whoever scores more, because Stanford's defense is this year. They've been better, but yeah, I'm gonna go North Carolina with this one. I think if they win, it'll be an upset, but I like that quarterback a lot. I think he's supposed to go. I think he's supposed to be the first quarterback selected in the draft.
Top things.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him.
Oh, it's Mitch Trubisky. That's his name.
That's it. That's it.
Thank you, Zach, for typing in who is the North Carolina quarterback. North Carolina. All right.
Thanks,
brother,
Zach.
like brother. All right. So this next game is going to be a pretty good one.
Overrated.
We have Zach, go up a minute. Go up.
We have the Nebraska Cornhuskers taking on the
bowl
Tennessee
game is it?
Volunteers in the.
I want to say it's
in Nashville too.
It's
So
the Franklin American Mortgage.
Yeah, that makes sense. TCU somehow got a home field advantage on that one, but with Nebraska,
Tennessee.
You know what? Yeah, I'm going to take Tennessee. Josh Dobbs. He's just one of those electrifying players who looks like the dude from the Goonies.
Wrong.
They have a good defense. I think they have a really good defense that just couldn't stay with an Alabama or anybody else of that matter.
Or A&M.
But I like Tennessee. It is in Nashville, and they do have a lot of fans, especially at home. So I think it's going to be a big Tennessee game for them. Good old Rocky Top, right, Jay?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead.
I'm taking Rocky Top all the way. Solely, y'all have been talking about home field advantage with teams playing in their home states, and this being right around the corner from Rocky Top, about 45 minutes, right, Dylan?
Yeah, actually more about 41 and a half minutes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but anyway, I think it's going to be a 90% crowd for Tennessee.
Yeah.
And the way Nebraska has fallen apart since Armstrong got hurt in that Ohio State game, the quarterback for Nebraska, I just believe Tennessee's defense will just implode on the Nebraska offense, and I think Dobbs will have a good game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Tennessee. I think that they were very, very overrated coming into this season. A couple losses early really set them back, but I just don't think Nebraska will be able to hang with them. I think Josh Dobbs will throw for a few touchdowns.
All right, so now another exciting bowl game, the Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl.
Oh, man.
South Alabama versus Air Force.
Everybody hold on for this one.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
just
guys,
gave
hold
you a
on,
pick.
hold on. Air Force.
Air Force.
Air Force.
There you go. Support the troops.
Support your
All right,
troops.
Next, we're starting to get into the very good games coming up. The Capital One Orange Bowl. Number 6 Michigan going up against number 11 Florida State. I think this is going to be a very good game with DeAndre Francois and that Michigan defense. I think it's going to be a tough battle. I think it's going to be it's going to have to be a defensive game. But I really love Jim Harbaugh as a coach, and I think that they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder for being gypped. Well, they probably think they got gypped at the playoff, even though they definitely feel like they got gypped out of that Ohio State game. But give me Michigan just on the fact that they've got Jabril Peppers. I think they have a better coach, better modern coach. Maybe not a better recruiter, but I love Michigan in this game.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Michigan. I don't think Florida State stands a chance. I was a big advocate for Michigan possibly getting in.
Yeah.
Definitely over Wisconsin. Definitely over basically anyone else except for maybe Penn State. I think that's another story. But I like Michigan. Unfortunately, they're going to be very outnumbered in the crowd.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to hurt them. I think Harbaugh is going to have them energized and amped up enough, and I love Jim Harbaugh and what he's done, he's done with Michigan. So
I like Michigan, and I think they are one of the best teams in the country. But I also wouldn't count out Florida State as one of the best teams in the country. I'm going Florida State because this is in Florida. To begin with, it is going to be a home atmosphere for the Florida State Seminoles, and I love the way they've been playing these past 3 weeks, blowing teams out, and their defense has been stepping up and shutting people down. And I believe that ever since Spate got hurt against Iowa, that offense has not been the same for Michigan. They haven't really been able to move the ball that well, and I believe this Florida State defense will...
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Will slow them down, and I think Dalvin Cook's going to have a good day.
Yeah, I think Dalvin Cook will too, but at the same time, Spate's injury did have an effect on them.
Definitely. He didn't have as much zip on the ball.
Right, and I don't like saying this, but I just think that, like I said last week, I think Michigan should have won that game. I don't like the spot on that ball, on that JT Barrett run at the end of the game. I think that Michigan got a couple calls that weren't very fair, and I think that they could have easily beat Ohio State. So I like Michigan.
All right, so now we got on the New Year's Eve. I think this is going to be a really good football game. I think it's going to show who Lamar Jackson is, actually, against a great defense. We got LSU versus Louisville. I got LSU in this one. I don't think Lamar Jackson's going to have Lamar Jackson numbers against his LSU team. I think he'll have about 600 yards. That's about it. I'm just kidding. No, I've got LSU shutting down this Louisville offense. Dave Aranda is the best defense coordinator in the country, just beside Brent Venables for Clemson. I think that LSU is going to shut down Jackson. I think Geis. I don't think Fournette's going to play, just like he probably has all year. You never know if he's going to play. But I think Geis is going to have another 200-yard game. Etling's going to be just as consistent as it's always been, enough to win against not Alabama and or Florida. So give me the Tigers.
Yeah, I'm going to go with I really like Lamar Jackson, and I really think that he had a great season. They had a couple tough losses. They lost to Houston, right?
Who?
Yep.
Yeah.
Louisville.
Oh, yeah.
I
They got
think.
destroyed by Houston.
Yeah, I think that's really what put them back. That's really what set them back early on. And but I still think that if they win this game, Lamar Jackson. They do. I'm sorry. They do the Heisman after.
No.
Before?
Yeah, they're doing it
Okay,
next week.
Okay, well, I don't think Lamar Jackson is in the run anymore. I think he'll be fourth or fifth.
No, Lamar Jackson.
But yeah,
We'll talk about that at the end. We'll do a quick
I
conversation about that.
liked him a lot, but I think this LSU defense shuts him down for the most part. I still think he's reasonably. I think he has 3 or 4 touchdowns still, but maybe not that many. But Geis is gonna destroy this defense. He is going to run all over them, and like you said, no, Fournette's gone. He's done.
Yeah, he wants to get that money.
Yeah, he won't play it, and I don't blame him. But
Yeah.
it's Geis's team now.
All right.
So I'm going LSU.
I'm going LSU too. I think this is going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
I think this LSU defense, as they've shown in the past, when you put a mobile quarterback in front of them, they shut them down. Look what they did to Johnny Manziel. It's going to be bad, and I think I'm right there with y'all. It doesn't matter who's running the ball for LSU. They're going to have over a 200-yard game.
Yeah, Geis, even if Fournette was healthy and played all season, Geis could have gone, in my opinion, anywhere else in the SEC and started. And
Maybe not Bama.
No, he would start at Bama.
I don't know about that.
JD, Bo Scarborough's not as good as you think.
Yeah, he really hasn't had that good of a year. Anyways.
All right,
He's been
so
splitting
next
carries
game, here we
with
go.
Damian Harris.
We got the Tax Slayer Bowl, and that's Georgia Tech going up against the University of Kentucky. Kentucky upsetting Louisville a couple weeks ago. And with Mark Stoops at the helm, turning that program around maybe. Brother Bob Stoops. Maybe Bob should go be the assistant there or something. But I'm going to take Georgia Tech in this one. I think that they have too much speed. I know Kentucky's an SEC team, and they had a lot of speed to stop Lamar Jackson, but I got a good feeling about Georgia Tech in this one.
SEC East might as well be the ACC.
Yes.
Some of those teams, at least.
Yeah.
Kentucky, South Carolina, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
But Georgia Tech doesn't run that triple option anymore, do they?
Every now and then.
Every now and then.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Kentucky too. I think that they can, if they can beat Louisville the way they did, I think they can take care of Georgia Tech.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going Kentucky.
All right, so now we got this is January 2nd, Outback Bowl. We have the, let's see, I got to find it. Outback Bowl. It didn't say it on the thing.
Iowa and Florida.
Is that what it is? It's
Yep.
Iowa and Florida. All right. Geez, this one actually. Iowa somehow got. Iowa? Oh, wow. Okay. Iowa, the team I said is the biggest disappointment all year, coming in with a lot of hype. Definitely not living up to their potential until the Michigan game. But, I'm gonna take Florida in this one. Their defense is just too good. Yes, they gave up 54 points to Bama, but that was Bama.
Yeah.
But special things happen when you're in the bowl. So I'm taking Florida. That was foreshadowing. I'm taking Florida in this game over Iowa easily. Their offense isn't clicking, but their defense definitely is. And I think that game against Bama is not going to bother them as much.
I think this game is going to be, no lie, guys. I'm really saying this is like a 10-7 game. Because
I would seem to make games like that.
Because both teams have great defenses, but they can't move the ball. And my difference maker is which offense can move the ball, or which offense can move the ball, actually. And I believe Florida has a better offense, so that's why I'm going Florida in this game.
All right.
Yeah, I don't like this game very much. I mean, I think Florida deserves to be there, but I think they could have found a much better 8-4 team to match them than Iowa. And
Captain Shreve.
Yeah, maybe Captain Shreve. Iowa's only big win was Michigan, which that's a huge win for them, but it was 14-13. Now that defense held Michigan to 201 yards total offense, which is pretty good. That's pretty good. But I think Florida gets it done. I like McElwain too, and I think that he'll have these guys ready for it.
Actually, I'm changing my pick.
Oh, too late.
I just changed it. I'm going Iowa, and honestly, it's off a gut feeling. And the reason why I'm picking Iowa is because have y'all noticed that on New Year's Day, the Big Ten seems to always outplay the SEC in these New Year's Day games.
I think that's only the thing that you notice. Nobody else.
If you go back and look at the history of New Year's Day, I promise you'll see the Big Ten has a better record than against the SEC.
All right, good point. All right, so you got Iowa. Yep. All right, so now we've got the Rose Bowl game presented by Northwestern Mutual. Again, that's not an advertisement. That is strictly the name of the bowl.
Sounds like it was an advertisement.
Well, it's strictly name of the bowl, Garrett. Number 9 USC versus number 5 Penn State, the team snubbed of the college football playoff.
Wrong.
To most people, I'm saying. Yeah, well, Garrett thinks that way. All right, so Garrett, who do you think wins, USC or Penn State? Because this game is going to be a very good one.
You know, I have a close buddy of mine that's a really big USC fan, and me and him have talked about it a lot. They've really had a good year this year. To me, it was unexpected. Now, to a USC fan, it wasn't. I like Sam Darnold a lot. His whole family tree is just like Odell's, just athletes everywhere, or the Matthews family. Mm-hmm. But man, I just really like Penn State, and I think this is probably going to be my favorite non-playoff bowl game. I think this is definitely going to be the game of the bowl season. And I'm going to go Penn State only because I think that offense is way too strong. I like that young quarterback. He did really well against Wisconsin. They I was a big advocate for them getting in the playoff over Ohio State because the committee said conference championships matter. Head-to-head matchups matter. Well, even though Michigan beat Penn State pretty badly, Penn State still beat Ohio State, and they still won the Big Ten, and Ohio State got in over them, which doesn't really make much sense to me. The committee kind of went back on.
They used the eye test criteria for that one.
Yeah, that was pretty dumb. But yeah, I'm gonna go Penn State. I like USC a lot, but I just
I'm
James Franklin.
I really do like James Franklin.
Yeah.
I really like the Nittany Lions. I like how they are bouncing back finally after the whole Sandusky situation. Mm-hmm. And I really love the 21-point comeback. It shows the resiliency of this team, especially that defense.
Yeah, that defense is awesome.
How well they played against Wisconsin in the second half. And, you have this team that actually looks like they play as a team. And I really like what I see out of them. So, yeah, give me the Nittany Lions.
And one more thing. I think that Adoree Jackson for USC, I think I can definitely see him return in one against Penn State. And but other than that, I don't think that they can do much against that Penn State defense. I'm projecting this game to be a 20-17 or a 24-20, something like that. But it's gonna be back and forth all night.
Yeah.
I am disagreeing with y'all. I am going USC.
What's up with this guy?
I think that those kids playing in the Rose Bowl, not having to leave Los Angeles and have the crowd behind them.
I think Penn State has more to win in this game, though.
I think USC has more to prove because they got smoked by Alabama week 1.
So you're telling me USC has more to prove than Penn State, who got snubbed of the playoff? You don't think Penn State's going to try to put up so many points to show that they deserve to go?
I'm just going USC, man. I really think it's going to happen.
I'm not judging you. All right. Well, some odd reason, all my picks are gone on my phone, so I have to do that again later. All right. So now the Goodyear Cotton Bowl with the undefeated Western Michigan Broncos, I believe, versus the number 8 Wisconsin Badgers. And honestly, this one's not even close for me. Western Michigan was 12-0. This might be a magic season for them, but I really don't see them doing anything against TJ Watt and that Badger defense. That Badger defense is spot on. They were great until the second half of the Big Ten championship game. But I'm taking the Badgers in this one. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout. I'm just saying I think Wisconsin's just too much for Western Michigan.
I think Wisconsin's defense is too much. It's Even though they gave up 38 points to Penn State, I still think that they're gonna handle Western Michigan.
I applaud Western Michigan though for their record and how well they played. It's just I just don't think they'll be able to.
It's really hard to go.
You never know. This could be a Boise State type of team right here. You never know. All right, Garrett. Uh-oh.
Are you really going Western Michigan, Garrett?
Row the boat, baby.
I don't know what that means.
Row the boat. Western Michigan all day.
Oh, wow.
They're going to handle Wisconsin. Wisconsin is good. They had a really good year. I've said numerous times now that I think the Big Ten was the second best conference in the country this year behind the SEC, obviously. But Western Michigan is doing something special this year, and I just think that they complete I think that they complete the undefeated season and go 14-0.
I mean, great. What do you think they come out ranked next year if they go 14-0?
Oh, no higher than 10, maybe 12, 13, but okay.
All right, so now before we get to the playoffs, we got the All-State Sugar Bowl. Number 14 Auburn versus number 7 Oklahoma Sooners.
Save the worst for last, right, guys?
All right, Garrett, go first. You suck. That's why you go first.
I think I'm gonna go OU. I think Auburn's run game is something special. That those running backs and that quarterback, man, is
Mixon and Mayfield.
Is Sean White playing in this game? Do we know yet? I guess we won't know until later. James, isn't it Franklin, the kid from
Last Chance U?
Yeah, from Last Chance U.
That big old, was it Johnson?
Yeah. Well, I like Auburn's run game a lot, but I don't think that they'll be able to hold down DD. I hope he's okay. I know he got hurt last game.
That was the most brutal legal hit I've ever seen.
Okay, so he was confirmed with a concussion. Okay, then he'll be fine by the end of the month or by the beginning of January.
Heisman.
But I think if Baker look on a serious note, if Baker comes back out and rocks the handlebar mustache, they'll win for sure, easily, hands down.
There's a new sheriff in town. That's why he did that. It's because he's playing the Cowboys. There's a new sheriff in town.
Right. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dylan.
You know what? I mean, you should do that. I think we can do it. All right.
I'm going Oklahoma. I believe that this is going to be a very, very high scoring game because Oklahoma has no defense whatsoever.
Yeah.
And Auburn won't be able to stop Oklahoma's offense because I believe that with that 1-2 punch of Mixon and Mayfield, Mixon, and Piron doing read options and passes out the backfield, and then
over the top to Westbrook.
Mayfield eluding pressure and just finding Westbrook wide open down the field is going to hurt Auburn. So I'm calling it's going to be like a 45-42 win for Oklahoma.
Yeah, and in the end, Auburn will get baked.
Like after the game?
By Baker Mayfield.
So, okay. I wasn't exactly sure.
That's what you say when Baker puts a whooping on somebody.
All right.
They got baked.
Well, of course, I'm going to pick Oklahoma as well on the sole fact of how explosive the offense is. If Piron and Mixon, if Piron will go for another 230 yards, even though he got injured twice, if he still does that and Mixon contributes and Mayfield, just keeps slinging the ball around.
Yeah, just keep your hands to yourself.
And you get this Auburn defense who's very, very good. We've seen that this year. I think it's going to be a great game. I don't think it's going to be highest scoring as JD thinks. I say that both teams get around mid-20s, maybe low 30s. I say Oklahoma in a very, very good game. All right, so now we got the college football playoff. Let's go ahead. We'll go with number 1 Alabama against the now number 4 seed Washington Huskies. JD, who do you got?
There's no question who's going to win this game. It's
Washington.
It's going to be a bad blowout. Bama's going to beat them by at least 40.
Yeah. My turn?
Don't do it to yourself. Don't.
Yeah. I think it'll end up being about 6-3 Alabama. No. I think it'll be about 60-3 Alabama. Washington. I mean, hey, watch them pull the upset. I mean, everybody said that.
Huskies, baby. let's go. I'm picking.
I was
Washington
really
right now.
hoping that this was not the one you were talking about that we would disagree with.
I am picking Washington in this
Why?
game.
Why?
This season for Washington, I feel like they got here. They got here. And when's the last time Alabama went up against a team that they were supposed to dominate, they ended up losing to, and that was to Oklahoma. And with all this, with people they're not overlooking Washington anymore, but in this game they're going to start doing that because Bama is so good that yes, they are amazing. But I feel like this is the playoff. It's last game of the season. It could be the last game of the season. I think Chris Peterson's he's going to do what he did to Oklahoma when he was at Boise. I really like him in these big games. We've seen what he can do with Boise. And it's going to be tough. This is no Oklahoma team. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
This is the Alabama Crimson Tide. But it's so hard for me to pick this. It's just I just have this gut feeling that it's going to happen. A lot of times I'm wrong with these, but I have to go with my gut. And I'm taking the Huskies. And if it happens, I'm going to be the happiest guy in the world. And if it doesn't, I'm not going to be surprised.
I hope you bet money on it.
And I don't have any money, so let's go ahead. But yeah, I've got Washington in this one. I really like Jake Browning. I like their explosive offense.
Man, this is a completely different. I'm not trying to argue and make you change your mind, but this is a completely different Alabama team.
I know what you're saying. They do have the best front seven in college football, but doesn't this fit the criteria for a huge upset though?
Right, it does, but Alabama does not have any Heisman player on Heisman front runner on their team like they have. Yeah, and that's what I said last week. You would have no idea this kid is 18 years old out there leading the number one team in the nation like that.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
But man, this is a lot of experts have said that this is statistically the best Alabama team we've ever seen.
Yeah, well, I think this is.
I mean, good luck to you.
I think this is the best Washington.
Well, yeah, but what does that say?
Yeah, exactly. But hey, I got a good feeling about it. But then I also got, I'm not gonna be mad if it doesn't happen. Life will go on. You got Zach choking himself with the cord inside. All right, so let's go on to the 2 versus 3 seed. You got the number 2 seed Clemson Tigers going up against the number 3 seed Ohio State in the other playoff game. So let's go, Garrett. Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm going Clemson. I don't like Ohio State very much. I mean, I know they're good, and I know that they're 11-1, and they had a very good year in the Big Ten, which was overall very strong this year. But like I said before, I think that Penn State got snubbed, and I'm not happy about it. I know, like I said, I know Ohio State is good. I know what they did this year. I know they beat Michigan. I know they beat Wisconsin. Lost to Penn State. Penn State won the Big Ten. Ohio State did not win the Big Ten, but yet they're still in. It doesn't make sense to me. And
it's over.
And I like Clemson. I like Deshaun Watson. They have the best wide receiver core in the nation, in my opinion. And I think Deshaun Watson's going to throw all over them. And I think Clemson's defense is, like you said, that defensive coordinator, he's very good.
Brent Venables,
very good. And I think Clemson will take care of Ohio State. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be a very good game, but I like Clemson.
This was probably the hardest pick for me to make in the whole selection process we just went through, because I don't think either one of these teams will beat Bama.
No. Yeah, and sorry, that's another reason I like Clemson, is because I think they're the only team in this Final Four that has a chance against Alabama. They're the only team.
You're saying that you think that Clemson has the best wide receivers group in the nation and that they're going to pass all over Ohio State?
Well, maybe not all over. I just think that'll help
I'm going with Ohio State to win this ball game because Clemson is a pass-heavy offense.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to that Oklahoma-Ohio State game this year, and that was literally the fastest secondary I've ever seen in my life. Malik Hooker and all them boys over there, they are going to be ready and prepared for this Deshaun Watson aerial attack. And I just can't see, just not taking anything away from Deshaun Watson and Mike Williams and all them. I just think that Urban Meyer is going to outcoach Dabo Swinney. when it comes to Clemson's offense up against Ohio State's defense in the passing game. And I think JT Barrett will have a good game against this, in my eyes, mediocre Clemson defense.
Yeah.
All right, so we will pick our champions whenever that time comes. We're going to keep doing podcasts, but this might be one of our last. We'll probably have one or two more college football podcasts, but we'll keep doing other podcasts with every other sport around. Still talk about college football and all, but this has been the Bowl Selection Show. Football's coming to an end, but it's going to be an exciting month and a half, especially whenever the playoffs get near. So, as
Join
always,
the group.
Yeah, always, Jay, remember. Give me that Sharpie and also tell them about the Bowl Mania thing again.
Once again, join our Bowl Mania group and pick against us.
Like and share on Facebook.
And see if you know more about college football than us, I guess.
Yeah, well, people know a lot more
the
college football
name
than you.
is
I picked Washington. Of course I'm a genius.
The name is Sports Talk with Dylan, and that is all capital letters, the first letter of each word.
There you go.
So,
and we'll put it in under the title in parentheses or something once we post them.
Yeah. And also, as you see on the ticker at the bottom, follow us on Twitter. Me at dmarsh_52. You got Zach, the producer, in there. He's too scared to talk. That's Zach_Clary. Then JD's is JD, I don't know. And then you got Garrett, GFactor14. I'm sorry, JD is Marsh JD10, I believe. Give us a follow on Twitter. Talk to us. We'll talk about college football. We'll talk about
fantasy football.
We'll talk about your personal problems. We'll talk about
we'll help you through
racing.
anything.
Yeah, we'll help you through anything you need. So again, as always, thank you all for joining me, guys. It was fun. Zach, thank you.
Thank y'all for having me.
Boards. And as always, thanks for joining us, and God bless.
See y'all.